Everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a glam bag challenge. I realize that this is January's glam bag and we're already into February. The new one should be on the way. Honestly, I've tried filming this video a couple times already. I tried combining the glam bag challenge with the power of makeup challenge and also trying to kind of review the glam bag at the same time, and it just was getting really long and convoluted, so I'm going to try and keep it simple. This is my first experience with the glam bag ever. I had heard about it. I wanted to do it for my birthday and I didn't. I wanted to do it for Christmas and I didn't. So I figured, new year, new YouTube channel, I'm just gonna go for it and document my journey with it along the way. So really your first experience with the glam bag doesn't start when you get the glam bag. It starts when you first log on to the website. They give you a short quiz asking you about your skin tone, if you're like into light makeup or heavy makeup, or if you are more interested in the makeup itself or more of the skincare. And they kind of are supposed to personalize your bags to you, which I thought was really cool. Except it seems like they don't really do that. They go through all the trouble of asking you the questions and then they still kind of send everyone the same thing. They do hand pick items for each person supposedly, but it's still kind of along the same lines. Like, for example, the January glam bag is all about eye care. I didn't really check off much eyeliner or mascara. I don't really care about that kind of thing. I was more looking for like foundations and things that would go better with my skin type, since I'm really dumb about stuff like that and I kind of wanted to learn more about that. And what I got was eyeliner and eyeshadow and an eyebrow pencil, which is really cool. I mean, these are things that I would not have chosen for myself, so it was really interesting to be able to get to work with them and kind of figure things out, but just not really what I wanted. And another thing is they'll send you the products, but there's no instructions or anything like that in the bag. Like, and when I first opened it, I got a card saying all eyes on you, and there was a pretty picture of makeup, and on the back it showed you how to enter their Instagram contest. So you just Instagram your glam bag, and I don't know if they do like a random drawing or it's based on votes or likes or whatever, but you can win up to a year of free glam bags, which is great, but I have no idea what I'm doing, which is exactly why I signed up for this. So it kind of defeated the purpose for me a little bit. I am still going to keep it going for a couple more months. I know that the February one is already on its way, but I'm just not sure if I'm going to keep it up. So if you're like brand new makeup beginner, I probably would look elsewhere. If you are seasoned and you know that you're going to use whatever they send you in that bag, that's fantastic. They have already done some behind the scenes looks for the February bag, and I know that the theme is going to be Pretty in Pink, which is really fun. I mean, I love the movie Pretty in Pink, but I think I personally don't look good in pink. Like, I would never go out and choose a pink eyeshadow or like a super pink blush or anything like that. So I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to be sending in that bag. But back to January. So I got 5 products in my January bag. The only one that was not intended for the eyes was the Sugar Lip Scrub. I've only used it once. I just took a bit on my finger, rubbed it across my lips. It felt really greasy, probably not something I would buy for myself. I mean, there are easier DIYs. I've heard like 1,000 times. You just, put a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil and some brown sugar and use your toothbrush. You can use your toothbrush by itself. This just felt a little too greasy, and I'm prone to breakouts like around my lips, like if I use gross like lip glosses and things like that. I don't. I use a colored Burt's Bees chapstick, and that's all I've used for years. So the eye products that I got in my January bag were an Ofra eyebrow pencil, a Mr. Right Now eyeliner pencil, a Smudge Stash brush, and an eyeshadow trio by City Color. This one is Falling Leaves. So the Glam Bag challenge is to create a look just with what is in the bag. I did know ahead of time that this was supposed to be for eyes only, so I did go ahead and do like my base foundation and everything. And this is going to be the easy part, I promise. I have been using these products for a while. I mean, for the couple weeks that I've had them. That is another thing about the Glam Bag. Like, I think one of the drawbacks, I expected to receive my bag like within the first week of the month. They charge you the first of every month. And so I thought it was going to be sent out at least the first few days. And I didn't get my confirmation email that it was sent until like the 9th of the month. So they're not sending them out the day that they charge you or even within the first week of the month. So I received my bag, I believe it got here on the 12th. I was out of town for the 12th and 13th, so I didn't actually get to look through it and open it until the day that I got back. But that's just another thing to keep in mind. If you're expecting to get it like at the beginning of every month, it's not going to happen. If you go onto their Instagram account, you see a lot of people complaining about things still not having shown up. I understand that there are issues like with the mail and not everything is going to get to you as soon as you want it, but if it's already the end of the month and your bag still hasn't shown up, and they obviously know that it's an issue, I think that they could take a little more action. And I will say that I was pretty impressed because before I even had a chance to use this on my eyes, I was doing like test spots and it stays up pretty well. So I'm going to give that just a second to dry and then I'll do a smudge test. I think that was one of the things that surprised me the most is that there were absolutely no directions on how to use anything. I mean, I suppose certain things like an eyeliner, okay, that's supposed to be pretty self-explanatory, but with the number of people that are involved with creating the looks and the combinations of all of these bags, Ipsy has her own YouTube channel. Every makeup artist has her own YouTube channel. They pretty much force you to subscribe to all of them when you sign up if you even want to start getting your bags. When you first sign up, you're put on a waiting list, and to get off of the waiting list, you're supposed to like share to your Facebook and subscribe to all of the YouTube channels and follow them on Instagram and Snapchat. I did do that to get off of the waiting list, but then I just turned around and like unsubscribed from all of them. But the point was they all have their own YouTube channels. You would think that they would kind of make videos to correlate with what's in the bag or what's in the majority of the bags, or even just one on using an eyeshadow trio would have been really helpful. I had to find another tutorial just by looking it up. And I'm like contradicting myself and going in circles. Yes, I realize it's probably pretty easy to find tutorials on how to use an eyeshadow trio, but I was surprised at how they just kind of throw these things in a makeup bag and expect you to know how to use them. Even though in my quiz I did specify that I was just kind of starting out. I mean, I've been using makeup for years, but I know that I haven't been using it well for years. I just get into my groove. I use the same basic products every single day. I have my routine. It's just liner, brown shadow, fill in the eyebrows. Like, that's it. I do it very simply. But I have been wanting to just get a little more detailed, look a little nicer, actually learn to look like I know what I'm doing. So it wasn't as helpful as I thought it was going to be. And I know that I'm using this smudge brush for the eyeshadow. I do have a smaller brush, but kind of keeping within the confines of the challenge, I'm using just what came in the bag, which still seems to work out pretty well. So I'm doing what I found on the very first tutorial that I had found for using a trio shadow, which is going over the full lid with the lightest color. Her next step was to do the crease with the middle color. Which again would probably be a little neater with the smaller brush, but we're using the smudge brush today. And then to do the darkest color in sort of a V shape on the outer corner. So within the crease again on the end, and then coming across the bottom of the lid. Now I'm going to use this for what it was intended for and just smudge the whole thing and hope for the best. Which I have done this a couple times before, and I do like the way it comes out. I'm not a huge fan, again, of the pink that's included in here. The middle color is like so I do hope they take like skin tone into account when they do this February bag for the pretty in pink. And there was no mascara in that bag, so I'm going to come in with my own. I've been using the Miss Manga. I remember buying this like when it first came out, and then they came out with that like Rockstar one, which I wanted to try, so I waited until the mascara that I had been using was done, and then I threw it away, and I went to the store to get the Rockstar one because that's the one I wanted to try, and they were out, so I'm back to using this one, which I do really like. I was just curious to see how the other one was going to be working. And when I first used it, I didn't actually remember the brush looking this way. I mean, it's got like a really short, almost a broken or like cut looking bristles. It looks like someone dropped their mascara wand in the garbage disposal and then just like decided to stick it in the mascara. But apparently someone was ingenious enough to do that on purpose, and it's been working. I'm going to do a quick smudge test on that Mr. Right eyeliner. It's supposed to be a heart. And there is the eye makeup look created with just what came in my January Ipsy Glam Bag. Made it this far. Thank you for putting up with my rambling today. If you haven't used the Ipsy subscription service or any of the other makeup boxes, I would encourage you to stay on YouTube and go find other videos of people doing unboxings and unbaggings. I know that there are people who do this a lot. They get the bag every month and they put up a review. This is my first time experience with Ipsy, so just keeping that in mind. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know that it was going to be all just eye makeup until after I had already ordered. As far as I know, if you sign up at any time after the first of the month, you are put on the list for next month's bag. So if you really like the idea of a pretty in pink bag or box, or if you liked any of the products in this January bag, anything like that, if you go and you sign up today, you will be put on the list for March's bag. I don't think that there's any way after the first of the month to get that month's bag. So even though they haven't been sending the February ones yet, there's still no way to sign up for that as far as I know. And if you have signed up for that month's bag and you're starting to get an idea of what they put in it based on what they put on their social media, I don't think that there's a way that you can opt out since you are charged at the first of every month. So bear in mind, I'm still learning this as I go. I'm still trying to figure out what all the rules are and everything. So I know that there are many more seasoned YouTubers and makeup artists who use all sorts of subscriptions like these. So there's all sorts of information. This has just been my experience and my opinion thus far. So I hope it helps, and we'll see you next time.